Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I am glad you're here today. And I'm glad you're here today because, well, I'm glad you're here. Do we need a reason? Anyway, today I have a piece of opalized wood. Now this is another piece of opalized wood. I know we've cut someone here before. And this was given to me in a bag full of stuff, and it's like, here, do something with these. Like, okay. But it's opalized wood, so, I mean, well, of course, duh. Now this came from, I think, the Petrified Forest, and it's got some nice coloration in there. It's got some red. Where's the blue pointy stick of destiny? There. We must have the pointy stick of destiny. We've got some reds going on. We have a lot of earthy yellows and browns though, and some whites, or cream colored, I would say. We have this beautiful outside bark going on here, or the outside of the cast of the limb, or whatever part of the tree this came from. And honestly, I hate to cut up a decent, when it's a fossil and a gemstone, I almost hate to cut it up, but why not? Okay. So I think what we want to do, we have, the grain is running this direction. So I think if we slice this across the grain, that will give us our best results. Because if you go with the grain on these, you don't, I mean, from what I've cut so far of petrified wood, opalized wood, if you go across the grain, then you get more colors involved with it. So I'm going to take and slice this into 3. And then we'll decide what one we're going to cut. Well, we're going to cut them all, just we might not follow all 3 of them being cut. Oh, and before we go to this, which we're going to get to directly, remember a while back I said I had a surprise. Well, time to show you the surprise. I'm going to put this out of the way. And are you ready? Are you ready? Ta-da! This is the surprise. Okay, it may be underwhelming, I don't know, but this, I just put this out, and this book is available on Amazon now. This is a rock collector's logbook. Okay, this is a hardbound book. Well, first of all, what do you need a logbook for? Well, if you have specimens, say, like this, or like this, and you may have index cards with all your stuff cataloged on it, or just a notebook, but why not have an actual logbook that is prepared especially for that? And this is what I have here. See, there's stuff on the back that says logbook, and on the front it says logbook. Anybody recognize that photo, or that thing in the photo? So this is a rock collector's logbook. It's 250 pages, and I'm going to open up to a random page. Basically, that's what it is. It's a logbook. Now, I tried to get everything that you possibly could want out of a logbook. You have spaces for what the specimen is, the ID number, the date, catalog, provenance. That's if it has a history, if the stone has a history behind it. I didn't know that until I was told what that meant, what that was. And composition, description, you can put a photo of the picture photo of the stone here. Size, if you wish. And it's all in one nice, convenient, hardbound wrapper that is going to last for quite a long time. I've seen the paperback logbooks, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a hardback book is going to fit in your collection better. You can put this up against there and, maybe have some rocks as bookends to hold it in place. And it's just a little bit more sturdy. And this one, these pages were designed with help from some of the other rock hounds who are possibly watching the channel right now. But this is the surprise. It's available on Amazon right now. Just look up Rock Collector's Logbook. Eventually, I'm going to have a page dedicated to the books. I'm going to put out some more books, actually. But this is the first. So this was the big surprise. So if you need a logbook, this is the logbook to get. Okay? Now, back to this. Let me zoom a little bit in. If I push the right direction, that would be even better, wouldn't it? Okay, come on, where's the focus? There. Okay, I have a fairly straight edge here, so I'm going to split this into 3 sections and not be able to write on it with the marker. Isn't that just lovely? Okay, let's see. Okay, so 3 sections should be about that thickness. Yeah, there we go. And that thickness. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split. Yes, I'm going to split that line that I have written, that line that I have drawn on there. And I'm going to do this on the small trim saw. Now, I don't have the camera set up for the small trim saw yet. I do have it for the bigger trim saw, but not the small one. But I'm going to do that on the small one today. So you won't be seeing that, but I shall be back here with the pieces, and we shall decide what we're going to cut. So don't go away. And I'm back. And let's get these markers of destiny out of the way. And I've got 3 really nice pieces out of that. And let's just wet them down slightly after I just dried them off so we can take a look at them. Okay, this piece, this one's pretty nice. Now it's too shiny to see. Okay, we've got some really nice color in there. There was some red that showed up in the center, which I really, really like. Okay, there's like this red dot right in the center of that stone, which is flippin' awesome. And this one here, I think I'm going to end up cutting this off right across here, making this one stone, this a smaller stone with that vein running through it. But for today, I think what we're going to do is, of course, we're going to take the big one and we're going to turn that into a nice looking stone. And I believe this is going to be the bottom. This will be the top. And we're going to see what kind of shape we get out of this. So, next thing is, let's head over to the wheel and let's get on it. Okay? Alrighty, this will be the bottom. Got a little gnarly on there. I want to get that off before I go any farther. And, whew, wait, too much water. Alrighty, so I'm going to start shaping this. And this is agatized or opalized wood, so it's going to be a little bit tough. But that makes for a beautiful stone. Not going to be as quick as some of the other ones, but that's okay, because we like pretty. Sure what the shape's going to be yet. This stuff from the Petrified Forest is really, really nice. I think it's some of the most beautiful petrified wood in the world. I was there twice, and I did bring some stuff back that I purchased there. But I don't really know where it's at. That was quite a long time ago. When I find it, I will be cutting some of that. This stuff's hard enough it's actually throwing bits back at my face. Alright, shape's starting to come together a little bit. I want to save as much of it as possible, but I still want it to be a nice shape. And I'll go with a smaller stone if I can get a nicer looking stone out of it. Okay, I believe the shape is starting to come together. I'll bring some more of this side over to match this side. And it's a harder stone. A little more patience involved. Alrighty, take a focus. I think the shape is coming together pretty well. So now, well, I still want to get rid of that. Got this bit of bark on there yet. I just don't want that hanging around the bottom edge of the stone. Yes, that needed to be off of there. Bring this side in a little bit to match the other side. Oh yeah. That is looking pretty darn nice. Okay, now I think I'm going to start on the edge. And this is the bottom. So I'm going to start taking this down. It's going to be a pretty high dome. And being a high dome, it's going to take a little longer because there's more material to mess with. Trying to run an angle down to where I want the girdle to be. You can see the angle I'm getting. Gonna have the girdle about yay high. About yay high. Okay, I think we're about yay high. So now I'm gonna start on the higher high. Seeing how it's so high, I gotta sort of angle that in stages down to where I can start to get a good dome on it. And you can start to see the stone coming together. Which it's starting to do already. I think I'm just gonna start working that dome down. Because why not? That's what we do. Seems like I do a lot of these drop shapes. And I think it's because quite often the stones will fracture into sort of a three-sided piece. I mean, it may have 18 different sides on it, but when you start cutting a slab out of there or get some sort of edge established, you end up with a three-sided piece, which 1, 2, 3, which sort of gives you that drop shape. Looks like we have a slight fracture or something right there in the center. Right there. I don't think it's going to be anything we have to worry about. I think it's just going to break up the clear look of the stone. Not always in a bad way. Okay, let's take a gander. Oh yeah, I hope those colors are showing up on the camera. Because we got like looks like a paintbrush mark. Brush strokes going that way of this orange and yellow. Then we have those subtle reds showing up in there. That's pretty darn awesome all around. I think I'm just going to hit this edge a little bit more to soften it up towards the bottom. And then take it over onto the 600 wheel for just a bit before we doff it. And I'm going to rough up the back a little bit so the glue holds better. Okay, yep, that's what we want. Now we're going to shift this over to this wheel. And paintbrush of destiny. No! Toothbrush of destiny. The dirty toothbrush of destiny. Alright, let's get some water going here. Alright, let me look this edge slightly. Now this stone's actually big enough, I could probably do it without a dot stick. I agree. I will get a better job with a dot stick. And if I can get a better job, I'll take a few minutes to do it. Yeah, that's looking good. Might even be able to get this out of there. That's got serious color. Serious color and nicety all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to head over to the table and we're going to put this on a stick and then we'll be back. Don't go away! Okay, I'm back and we've got her on the stick here and hopefully we can get this thing to focus better. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Get the wheel going, get the water going. Focus. I noticed we've got a crack right here. And it comes up about this far. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to affect the way this stone looks. I might be able to get the crack out, or I may have to completely reshape that down. Which I'm not too thrilled about, but let's see what happens before we decide what we're going to do. Let's see what we can do with it. Hey, that's the things you notice sometimes. And see, when I'm doing a stone for the videos, I don't always see these things right away. Because today is actually tomorrow. Okay, I had some things come up I had to stop. And I'm picking this up tomorrow. So it's like I'm doing stones here, you know, cutting them for somebody or cutting a bunch of stones for myself. I'll let them set on the sticks, dry off, and then give them a quick look over. And that's when you find stuff, focus, like this. So the way this looks, it looks like it's going to chip. It looks like this piece is going to chip off. And I would have found that out earlier. Now, if I'd have just continued on with that stone right away like I do for the videos, I may have missed that and then noticed it as I was cutting, because you can sort of see it there. But we'll find out. You know, every stone does not cut nicely the whole way through. And I don't hide those in the videos when I, you know, when I do a stone for a video. I don't edit that out. I don't gloss over it or just like scrap the video because I want a perfect stone. It's like, no, this is the kind of crap we put up with when we're stone cutting. I just like to keep it real, because that's how we roll here. And that's how me and the chicken do things. Oh, and speaking of chickens, I got another email from Mrs. Cluck. For those of you who don't know, Mrs. Cluck used to be the sponsor of the channel. Then she retired, and now she regales us with what she is doing in her retirement. And to be honest, when she first went into retirement, she was doing a lot of things that were, I guess, somewhat normal-ish. And then it sort of went off the rails a little bit. Like last week's, I got no clue what that was about. And, well, this week, yeah, another one that I don't really know what exactly that means, and I don't even ask. But as I've said before, what I don't even know what to say. How do you quantify what a rubber chicken does in their retirement? It's a mystery. Okay, let's take a look at this now. The dome's looking, let me look at it, pretty nice. I have a little hump right here that I do got to take out. I'm not sure I'm going to get that angle correct. Focus. There's a bit of a hump right in here that I don't like. But otherwise, the stone is looking pretty good. I'm going to work that little bit of a hump out. And I think there's a slight bit of a flat spot right in here. And I'm also going to work that out too. And then we're going to decide whether we want to cut that chip away. Focus. Yeah, that chip is still there. It's getting bigger down here. And that flaky part seems to be coming out. But there's also a divot right there too. Let's see if you can see that. Right there. There's a bit of a divot right beside that little tiny black speck. So honestly, I'm going to have to get that divot out. And it's right on the girdle line. This stone, I imagine, is going to be wrapped. So it may not be too much of an issue with that chip there. Well, actually, it might be more of an issue since it's being wrapped. But I do not like that divot. It's going to have to be de-divoted. And that's going to change the whole profile of this stone a little bit. Oh, I heard a click. Yep, I heard a click and a little more of that chipped out. But luckily, the divot's nearly gone. As we can see, we're getting a steeper slope this way on this side because of that. So let's just keep going. This may take a while. Okie dokie. Now let's see. I look down over the stone this way. Yeah, that dome is much more even. And yes, I think we can go on to the next wheel now. I'll shut this off, shut off the water. Joggle your eyeballs out as I move this thing. Okay, we got the water going. Probably won't have to go too much on this wheel. One would hope anyway. I'm going to hit this thing all over, and then we'll take a look at it. Okie dokie, let's take a look at it if I can dry this off somewhat. Ooh! That is looking nice. That is looking very nice. A few little rough spots around the edge of the girdle, that is. And I think we will be ready for the next wheel. Yep, I believe I got out all those tiny little rough spots that I was noticing. And yes, nice subtle colors. Looking pretty good. So on to this one, which will be very, very quick. After this, we go on to the cerium oxide. And then we'll have a good look at it. And yep, that's looking pretty darn nice, even though I can't get it dry. Oh wow, it's shiny even dry. That is great. Alright, so kill the power, head over to cerium oxide, and I will see you at the desk shortly. So don't go away. Alright, I'm back. And look at that. Let's take a better look at it here and see what we got. Which is a pretty darn nice stone. There's not any pitting on there, but I don't, trying to see if it picks it up. There's, yeah, right in this area, you can see those marks, or the shiny thing is shining on it. Okay, there's some inclusions that are like pits in the stone there, and I was trying to get these out, and then I realized after I took it and looked at under the magnification that those are actually tiny little pits that are in the stone, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to get those out. But the rest of the stone looks pretty darn good. You still got that crack here at the side, and it seemed to hold up pretty good. And overall, that's a really nice looking piece of opalized wood. I've got a spot down here that could have been done more, but I'd had to take a lot more of the stone away. So instead, what I'll probably end up doing, maybe, is taking this stone and cutting the bottom up a little bit to eliminate that, make the stone about this thick then. But I'm not going to do that right now because we're pretty much done, and I wanted to show you what basically the finished product is with this nice piece of opalized wood. So regardless of those couple tiny little flaws in there, this stone is a win. So if you like the video, hit the button and subscribe. Like it, and that helps the channel out a whole lot. And don't forget about this. You want to something to log all of your minerals, all of your collections of stones. This is the book for you. So send for the book. Don't wait for the movie to come out, because the movie's not going to be, it's not going to be worth anything because you need a book. So anyway, thanks for spending some time with me, and have a good evening.